the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war.
You got a show tomorrow night too, don't you? Like 3 days in a row.
Yes, sir. My kids hate me.
Well, at least those pay you.
True.
This is just for love of the game.
For love of the game.
Man, it got super nice here today. It's June in Alabama, so I was expecting to get up today and it was going to be like sweaty, nasty by the time I got out of the house. And it's been nice, man, all day. In fact, I'm out here in my shop and I don't have any air conditioning. I've got like a portable air conditioning unit. I just haven't hooked it up yet because I don't even know if it's going to work. I got it off one of those like thrown off the back of the truck stores, and I want to hook it up, see if it works, but I'm afraid it's going to trip a breaker. But it's been nice,
they like
man.
your new they like your new laptop.
Oh, they like this? This looks better? Good. I'm glad y'all can see me in 3D now.
Well, at least until your internet goes out.
Well, this might have a better Wi-Fi card in. I don't know.
That's true too. Yeah.
We'll see if it holds up better or not. I tell you, I get like my work laptop because I was out here today working from that house. So I was out here in my shop all day working from home, and my laptop right next to it kept dropping signal, but this kept signal the whole time. Because I don't know if it's a different type of technology or what. But
Macs usually have pretty good network cards in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked great. I've had no complaints about it whatsoever. Man, I've been all over the place today, driving everywhere today, and come home, and I got to be home because my wife had some people over from the parish. Man, did you see the Father Rossetti news?
I did, yeah.
I bring that because my wife she's a big advocate for spiritual warfare. In fact, she keeps me on the ball all the time because usually the first Sunday of the month, I do around the house.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
that was a former life, Adrian. That was a former life. That was me. Look, I will put Adrian at the end of mine when I speak for an hour, or at least an A or something. But you never know. Rob Maya like those big bitty Latinas too. You never know.
No, always the Nordic girls for me.
But anyway, my wife is she keeps me on the ball when it comes to the spiritual warfare stuff a lot. And usually like the first Sunday of the month, I'll do like the perimeter prayer in the house and the prayer against
big booty
retaliation and all that, and prayer definitely against big. I'll get into the story about that here in a minute. So, doing all that, and so I saw the news about my senior Rossetti. He's my senior, isn't he? I think he is.
Yes, he's a.
And we have a priest that comes down here to Birmingham from the St. Michael Center in DC. He usually brings like 200 relics every time he does it. And so I've got like my wedding ring's been touched to like the True Cross. It's been touched to the cloak of Saint Joseph and the veil of Mary. And the a couple of relics for like Saint Peter or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so like I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to break her the news that he's been removed. It's because she's going to be mad. Because we don't talk about like politics stuff at all. Usually I'll like kind of tell her like some stuff that might be going on, but she kind of sees me as the even keeled one that like, hey, yes, things are going crazy, but like we're not veering, we're staying on the course. And so just having to tell her about that is not going to be fun at all. She's a big fan. In fact, she's going to a conference this weekend, a homesteading conference in Tennessee, and she's excited because she's going to be able to go to Father Dan Rehill's parish for mass on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And she listens to his homilies all the time. So she's excited about that. So I might have the kids, just me by myself all weekend, which is good and bad for my wife because like the kids, they love it because I do a lot of stuff with them that, she normally would not approve of. But she didn't get a choice at this point.
Now, son,
but then she's
this
also
here
worried.
is tannerite.
We get our boys together, blow up some tannerite. We'll get up early one morning and do some coyote hunting. But so she'll be gone all weekend, and so I'll get the kids all weekend to do. We've already got plans for s'mores on Saturday. We're gonna make s'mores.
Nice.
He was like, Dad, can we just do them tonight? No,
No, it's here tonight.
no, we're not doing it tonight. And we're not doing it tomorrow night either. I was like, we don't do it on Friday because we don't eat desserts on Fridays. We'll do it on Saturday. Oh, I've been waiting all week. Well, you can wait 3 more days. You're not gonna die from not having s'mores. We got all the regulars showing up.
Oh, that's right. I was going to put this on.
Adrian texture. I hope you find the biggest booty of Latinas. We have some new people coming to the parish, and they're Hispanic of some type. I don't like to label everybody Mexican because Mexicans hate Guatemalans, and Guatemalans hate Hondurans, all that stuff.
Yep.
We're all Hispanic.
Everyone hates Nicaraguans.
Everyone hates Nicaraguans. Those Nicgars is what they call them. But we had a third Sunday potluck, and I wasn't. This is like the one potluck I wasn't staying at because we had to go do something, and they brought tamales. Ocean, do you know where you would kill it? You would kill it in Japan. Let me tell you why.
Yes.
So when I was in Japan, all the black dudes had girlfriends. Every single one. I don't care how ugly, how fat, it didn't matter. They all had girlfriends, Japanese girlfriends. And so I had a friend who was dating a Japanese girl, and he was white. But she had grown up in America most of her life, and she moved back to Japan when she was right out of college. And she came back, and she spoke really good English, so I could actually talk to her. And I asked her, I was like, why do Japanese women flock to black African American men? And she goes, it's kind of funny because most Japanese women only exposure to black men are in hip hop videos. So they think all black men are rich hip hop artists. So take advantage
But
of
in
that.
reality,
Ocean.
They're out on the street corner hawking barrels of Kool-Aid.
Pineapple Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like selling plates, man. It's the same thing. They just had to shift the product because the EBT doesn't buy all that stuff for the plates anymore. It's the same. You see it all, especially west of 65 down here in Birmingham. Is where most of the scholars and the joggers live. You'll see that a lot over there. They'll sell in plates or whatever, and it's just food they bought with their EBT, and they're selling it. I mean, at least they're cooking it.
I imagine most Blasians are Asian mother, black father.
Yes, mostly. Yep. And there is a taboo in the African American community of black men straying outside of their demographic for women, wives particularly, because that leaves black women behind. But I mean, I don't want to fight. I don't want to marry someone I have to fight all the time. So I'm sure they don't either.
I mean, it just seems very selfish to me for the black women want to keep all the fatherless children to themselves.
Well, the good thing is the black men aren't taking the best white women. So we've got that. They're taking one for the team. They're always getting like the heavy set friend who tries and block all your friends from talking to her friends. That's the ones they always jump on real quick. I don't know what it is. They love them. I bet it's all from black women.
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but the black women are saying that.
I mean, I've never seen one, right? So
Oh, I
maybe
have.
it's just a platonic
Oh, I have.
form. But
Isn't what's his name? Kingpix. He's Blasian.
who?
The guy on
He's
Instagram.
Blasian?
We did the. I'm pretty sure he's Blasian.
Should I message him on Twitter? For first time I've ever
Yeah. Just ask
contacted
him.
him.
Hey, are
Like,
you
hey, dude,
Blasian?
you Blasian?
It'll probably turn into a video. He'll do one of his Hey Twin videos and he'll be an Asian guy.
This is poor Paul is getting friendly fire and he's not even here.
So, hold on. I'm gonna go to Hope's comment here. I don't know what this Backrooms is. I know it's a horror movie
you
that
know it's a movie, right?
that
Okay.
Bishop Barron is promoting, pretty much.
No, he was Obsession. He was talking about the movie.
Oh, Obsession. It wasn't Backrooms.
Which is
Who was talking
another
about
horror movie.
somebody I know was talking about Backrooms saying it was good.
I don't know.
Obsession was filmed here in Alabama.
Was it?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of films
Along
coming
with
here.
Deliverance and The Hills Have Eyes.
No, that was Georgia. That was Georgia.
Same thing.
I mean, it kind of is. But no, like Matthew McConaughey was here, actually the town over from us, filming a movie that's coming out soon. And like there's been a lot coming over here. In fact, Cat Williams bought Fort McClellan over in Anniston and is turning it into a movie studio.
After we talk about this, I want to talk. We got to talk about Filipinos for a second.
In the Marines, we were not allowed to use the word flip chart because it offended Filipinos.
We wonder what it meant.
You know what a flip chart is?
Well, I mean, I don't know what it is for
Like the white
Marines.
paper you flip over?
Yeah, I know what a flip chart is. Yeah.
The white paper you flip over, right? Well, like when we have to do classes where we always have a flip, we weren't around to call it a flip chart because it offended the Filipinos. Because there's a lot of Filipinos in the Navy, and they're all over Marine bases.
Why does it offend Filipinos?
I guess it's a slang term for Filipino flips.
Flips? Oh. My question is, are Filipinas, are they Asian or Latina?
Filipinos are the blacks of the Pacific. They're a very musical people. They are. Have you ever seen them play? Have you seen karaoke? They're phenomenal.
I've seen a certain cardinal from there sing karaoke.
Case in point. He's not good, so he's not an exemplification of that culture. But just look up like Filipino
that was
karaoke.
What you're offended at, Hope?
She threw out the Blatoin. That's like
I
Bitcoin,
called
but
Blasians a platonic form and made a joke about how black women hoard all the fatherless children. And you're offended that I ask if Filipinos are Asian or Latino? That
Are we talking about Indians with a dot or with a feather?
not feather.
Not feather, so with a dot.
With a dot.
No, Indians are their own category. Like even black people don't swim in their own poop. Doesn't happen.
That's because they don't know how to swim.
Man, we got off the rails like as soon as this thing kicked off.
Okay, hey, to even this out, we got to make fun of white people now. So are the Polish the black people of Europe?
Yes.
Or is that like
yes,
Serbs and Romanians?
I mean, they're kind of the same.
I would say Romanians are like the Italians of Europe, but I suppose Italians are the Italians of Europe.
Well, all the Gyps are from Romania. So would they be the?
Oh, but do you know where the Gypsies actually you're right. They call themselves the Romani. Do you know where they come from originally? It's not from Romania. It's
where
they're from India.
Come on, man.
They migrated from India in like the 1100s. For real.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust you on this.
I'm serious.
I told you
the Romani are called Romani. It doesn't come from Romanians are called Romanians because of Roman, right? Romani, that word is based in Well, I suppose it's from an older Indian language. Yes.
So let's even this out a little bit and make fun of some white people, other than calling Polish the black people of Europe. Did you know the first time that I heard? So I had a black guy at when I went through fire school, and he told me that when white people sweat, they smell like wet dog.
I've heard that from a few other races. Yes,
Yeah, that's interesting.
it is
Considering
interesting.
they don't like dogs, so how do they know? Well, they like pit bulls, but those aren't. Those are weapons. Those aren't dogs. And then what was the other thing? Oh, they find it disgusting that we like mayonnaise.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Did I ever tell you all the story about the time
Do you not like mayonnaise?
prank? Oh, I love mayonnaise.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not by
figured you
itself.
did.
I like it in stuff. I like it
Yeah.
on sandwiches, but I wouldn't eat a spoonful of it. Did I ever tell you all about the prank we did on the chief who came into our fire station about mayonnaise?
No.
So I was my first station I was stationed at first fire station I was stationed at when I was a firefighter. We had a chief. They would come around like every other shift. Usually on like a weekend shift is when they'd come by and just to, check how things are going, check up on us, whatever. Unless like somebody got in trouble, then if you saw a chief come in during the week, it was bad. But we had this chief, and he's a black guy, and he hated mayonnaise, hated it. Well, our driver engineer, the guy who drove the fire engine, he was black too. But he decided to play a prank on him, on the chief when he was coming, because he knew it was a Saturday shift. We knew he was coming that day. So in a fire station, everybody has, they collectively pay for the condiments and things that everybody uses, like mayonnaise and ketchup and salt and pepper, cooking sprays, all that, right? Well, we had just run out of mayonnaise. And so he cleaned out the jar and made vanilla pudding and put it back in the jar and put it in the fridge. And when we saw the chief pull up, he decided to go get the jar, and he was eating the vanilla pudding out of it as the chief came in. Chief comes into the living room area and sees him, looks at the jar, looks at him, looks at the jar, and he goes, he starts gagging, like dry heaving bad. And he has to run out of the building because he's throwing up out on the drive pad to get out of the thing. And he's just sitting there eating it. He walks out and says, "Hey, Chief, you okay?" Still eating the vanilla pudding as he's vomiting everywhere.
One of
It was amazing.
two of my best friends from college, they were both in my wedding. They were roommates together like freshman year, I think. And I forget which one, but one of them hated mayo. Hated it. They're both white. But one of them hated mayo. So the other one took his tube of toothpaste and squeezed all the toothpaste out and pumped in mayo, so that when he went to brush his teeth, he was brushing his teeth with mayo. As he realized, he just starts vomiting all over the bathroom.
That's so bad. I'm gonna use that one. That was bad. So do you know what mayo is made of?
What, eggs and oil?
Yeah, it's just eggs and oil. You can make it at home.
Oh, I have made it.
You buy my farm eggs and get some oil and makes your own mayo.
I've made it at home. It was, I mean, personally, I like the QP mayo the best.
What?
QP?
We don't have that. I don't know what that is.
It KE.
Does that go in your hot dishes?
No, QP. It's a Japanese mayo.
I've never heard of it.
You were in Japan.
Japanese mayo? What doesn't mean I bought mayo there. I bought sushi.
If you ever find it,
okay,
it's KEWPIE. QP.
Okay.
It is legit. Like, I mean, I like. Hellman's is what we generally. Well, we have Kraft and Hellman's up here. I've tried Duke's. Duke's is very good. I know that's popular in the South. QP is better than all of them.
Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise.
Look, tartar. I like mayo. I don't like dill pickle flavored mayo, and that's what tartar sauce is.
Man, we love tartar sauce out here.
I'm not a
When we
fan.
do fish sticks on Fridays, we do mayo. In fact, we mix ketchup with it, which is just McDonald's Big Mac sauce. It's the same thing. And my dad growing up, because growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, it was a very Catholic town, and so
Yeah.
we had a lot of fish places everywhere all the time. And he would mix them together. And he called it, instead of tartar, it was rat sauce because he mixed it with mayo. My kids love it. They're like, "Dad, can we have some rat sauce?"
My theory is that the places and cultures and people who really like tartar sauce on fish like it because they're not used to good fish. Like what's the most popular kind of fish down there? Catfish,
At the barbecue places, yeah,
right?
but
And
it's a
like,
bottom feeders fish.
yeah, like up here, everyone fishes for walleye.
What's the one that starts with an F? Trying to remember the name of it. We went when I was in Minnesota about 5 years ago. They had pickled something.
Well,
It was good.
pickled herring.
No, it wasn't herring. It was something else.
Oh,
Started with an F. But it was good. Now, me, I'm close to the coast, so
right.
we get access to a lot of
good
seafood
fish
here.
Yeah.
A lot of good, yeah. But you still, I mean, unless you're buying it from a guy that was, he goes, because a lot of guys here, especially in Birmingham, will go down to the coast on the weekends, fish all weekend, and then come up here and sell it on, exits of the highway and sell them in coolers. So you can buy like shrimp and whatever you need to, that you want. So we've got some good access here in Birmingham. But when Louisville, no,
Right.
we're at least 12 hours away from the coast, no matter which way you went. So we didn't get anything.
Yeah, like
It was,
I went to school in Nebraska, right? And they really don't have any lakes in that state that aren't just man-made reservoirs. So,
Yeah.
everyone, like, the fish that they would have at fish fries were always catfish, and everyone slathered in tartar sauce, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah. We when we do a fish fries in our parish,
Yeah.
they usually do catfish, but we do two. We either do a fried catfish, or we do one of the nights there makes a really good it's like a butter and Old Bay type. I don't even know what to call it because it's not like marinating in it, but man, it's phenomenal. It's so good. And that always goes first. There's always, the fried stuff is the stuff the kids get. That's what the kids want all the time.
Yeah.
But man, braised maybe? I don't know.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind catfish. Even catfish I prefer without tartar because like most fish generally is such mild flavor. Like I want to taste the fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. In fact, we just had steaks tonight from one of our steers we slaughtered last year. It was so good. And I've grown, like we just grass feed ours. We don't feed them any grain whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it is definitely a different taste.
It is, but it's so good, man.
It's and my wife, when she first started making steaks, she tried different ways of doing it. She's like reverse sear and all that. Now she just does it in the pan and just constantly getting like butter over it and to get to, and that's pretty butter and salt. That's about it. So good, man. It's
my favorite way to do it is sous vide them for 24 hours at 130 and then just sear the crap out of each side for a minute. And oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah. What does anybody know what I'm talking about? The pickled fish.
Well,
it starts with an F. Hold on, let me see if I can do a Google search.
Like so, up here they do pickled whitefish out of Lake Superior sometimes. Pickled herring, but those are from the ocean.
Herring,
perch, pike,
Minnesota sashimi. What pickled fish, particularly
Minnesota
North Pike.
sushi.
Yeah, I'm Google. It says Minnesota sashimi. What is it? No, it's not. It wasn't pickled herring. We went to some like mob run restaurant, and they had it, and it was really good.
We do not have mob-run restaurants in Minnesota.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
What, like Italian mob, Irish mob?
It was in St. Paul. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
that would be still Irish or Italian.
Yeah, but it was 100% mob run.
I'm telling you,
In fact, the original owner had many pictures with like Frank Sinatra and like some other mob affiliated guys. I'm like, there ain't no way.
So there is so I live right on the edge of the Superior National Forest, and there is, back in the woods, quarter-mile hike off of this little dirt road that no one ever drives down. There is what's left there, a stone foundation of a house that was a hideaway for Al Capone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant, I think up in Milwaukee, somewhere in Wisconsin, that is an old prohibition mob like hotel they turned into a restaurant. So there's all these like secret entrances and stuff all over the place. And like a couple of the tables are in these secret, side tunnels and stuff. I've got a buddy who's a sheriff's deputy up in Waukesha, and I keep wanting to go up there and visit him. I want to go to that sometime. He's like, "Oh, you got to come up here and go to a Packers game." Brother, I'm not going to Wisconsin in December. Like, are you crazy? There ain't no way.
Yeah, I mean, we do not have a fish that. We don't have a fish that starts with F. Flathead catfish?
No. I'll try to remember it, I'll just tweet just the name of it. Nobody will know what I'm talking about. Did you see the post I made not too long ago, a couple hours ago, about GWAT Alchemist?
I saw that. I'm like, what is he talking about?
I know. So it was vague on purpose. He has a channel on YouTube and he does a lot of good tactic stuff and stuff, but apparently he's just a Gnostic. He thinks like the universe is run by magic, and so he's got a video coming out about how what magic is, what the occult really is, and like they're the real treasurers of the way the universe works. I'm like, this dude is retarded. I'm like, I don't like what, like this day and age where we have access to the internet, and you believe in things like Tartaria. Are we serious?
PNW Gorilla fell off so much.
Well, he believes everything that's on TikTok.
Yeah,
and it's all those. What it is they're struggling to find meaning somewhere, right? And so what they do is they pick up that low hanging fruit that is the most sensational to them, that has some semblance that it could possibly be true. Mm-hmm. So they pick up, like, there's no way that God would let all this stuff happen. So therefore it has to be, they're hiding history from us from the 1800s and earlier. No, man, we've got writings from like 4000 BC.
Like the 1800s are one of the best documented centuries in history.
Well, and so one of his arguments was, especially like the World's Fair, he's like, we had all these buildings and they're just gone because they were made of plywood and 2x4s.
It was basically a movie set. Yeah,
that's exactly what it was. He's like, we had all the, and then this mud flood came and buried everything. No, there was a flood, but it wasn't mud. But
the only
did you see that
in history? In this, I mean, this is according to the old Earth. What we're like due to I forget the type of volcano erupting, but I think basalt volcano, something like that. And that was like, according to old Earth, like 200 million years ago. Like,
we're just making up numbers at this point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
it's wild to me, the access to the information and primary sources we have, and people still choose to believe this garbage. But what it helps you do is it helps you filter out the people who are stupid, right? Like people who you shouldn't
Have
put
no
any
critical
trust in.
reasoning.
Right. Exactly. And it's wild to me. Like, for instance, that Father DeYoung video with Tucker, right? And I made that post about he says the flood was caused by melting glaciers. Like, so by global warming is what you're saying is what caused it. So the flood and all the rain came from God melting the glaciers. And when
Well,
Genesis specifically tells us it comes from the depths.
yeah. So I haven't heard it. I haven't watched it. I don't know exactly what he said.
I
But
posted just a clip exact verbatim. That's what he said. Because I was listening to it. I was like, what?
what the theory is on that is that during what they call the Younger Dryas, which was like, according to them, 11,500 years ago, right? It was there was a warming period, and that there was a glacier. Basically, the Black Sea was a lot larger at that point, and there was a glacier holding the Black Sea back, and that one glacier melted enough to where there was a meltwater pulse. That's what at least what they call it, a meltwater pulse from this enlarged Black Sea that would have wiped over all of Anatolia, all of the Levant. That it was a localized flood, for Noah, basically, and that got recorded in the Bible that way. So that's even if that's not what he realizes, that was weird.
I at this point, I just think it's me. That's the issue. So I'm like, no, I'll just wait for me to catch up. So
Hold on, let me turn off my Wi-Fi.
So my counter to that would be, why do we have flood narratives?
Can everyone still hear and see me?
Can y'all see me? I can see you. And I can hear you.
Is it my internet that's bad?
Maybe.
Some people say yours, some people say mine. It could be
StreamYard. It might be
tonight.
Yeah, it might be StreamYard causing the issue. Then if it's both of us, because there ain't no way it's both of us. If anybody's going to be me. Every civilization who has at least a spoken record of their history has a flood narrative in their history. Who are y'all having a harder time hearing, me or Rob? Or y'all not hearing anything at all because we're both talking into the wind? Might be. I'm just gonna let dead air happen and people are gonna freak out.
Hold on. Can you hear me right now?
I hear you, and I could hear you fine. You kind of, Peter Frampton there for a minute, but other than that, I can still hear you.
There does seem to be something wrong with my internet. If it kicks me, then it's sorry.
I'm look at Down Detector, see what's going on.
Well,
a bunch of websites. Well, no.
My internet is saying check internet connection, so I'm pretty sure it is mine. But it's working for the moment, so
yeah. But like we were saying, like I was saying, so going towards like every civilization having a flood narrative, from the Chinese to the tribes in South America, right? So it wasn't just a localized flood; they all speak about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is obviously a global flood, not just
a.
Which then makes you wonder, like, where did the water go then? Did it go back into the earth?
That's a good question.
Or did it evaporate within 40 days? Which, I don't know. Maybe that's why we have more density in the air now, which is why we don't have dinosaurs anymore.
It didn't evaporate in 40 days, right? It rained.
It rained, but it would have in order for him to find land after the 40 days, it would have had to evaporate. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. It had to have started evaporating from the 40 days. There's no way it did it in 24 hours.
Right. Agreed.
So where did it go back into the depths? Was there like a giant drain that God opened up and it went all back into the earth?
Sucked all the dinosaurs down.
Sucks all. Yep. They all went down that drain with all my kids' bath toys.
Well, it's been our customary 35 to 45 minutes. Should we get into the normal topic?
Get into the topic? Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about, is it Novak or
Agartha.
Nowak?
It all got to Agartha.
Got it.
So it's spelled Nowak, but he's Polish, right? So Novak.
So it should be Novak. Yeah, it should be Novak.
Probably.
So I think one thing I had to learn was the picture that's going around has been altered.
It's the AI upscale. Yeah.
Well, they didn't have those demon fingernails.
Right. Those were
so,
artifacts of the AI upscaling.
Yeah. Which may tell you something about AI. But it's just I've listened to a lot of the commentary, especially today, preparing for this show. Listen, so for those of y'all that don't know what happened, a young man, 18 years old, was having a conversation with a invader.
He had been he'd had a drink or two. Blood test show he was well under like the legal limit to drive, so he wasn't drunk or even really intoxicated. He probably had maybe a slight buzz. He was Snapchatting, right, as he walked down the street, and he bumped into a Sikh, right? It's pronounced Sikh, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pronounced Sikh.
Which they're not technically, don't consider themselves Indian, but basically an Indian immigrant to Great Britain. And the Sikhs carry they say ceremonial daggers on them as part supposedly of their religion. And the Sikh was saying something, this guy has a record of threatening people. Like there's now videos of him prior threatening people with a sword, stuff like that. But he said threateningly, like, "Oh, I'm a bad man" to this guy after Henry bumped into him. So Henry jokingly, because he was maybe slightly buzzed, said, "Oh, you're a bad man, huh?" And started to walk away. And then the guy took his ceremonial dagger and stabbed him 5 times, I think.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times. So this is the supposed ceremonial dagger. It's called a kirpan. But a lot of Sikhs are saying that's not a kirpan. One, their ceremonial daggers are not supposed to be sharp.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you remember this story from it could have been 5-10 years ago. There's a Sikh temple, I think out west somewhere. And during their service or whatever, it formed into 2 factions during the service, like they were having an argument, and they all started having a sword fight. Like it spilled out into the street and they're all fighting each other, but like no damage was done because nobody's sword was sharp.
Right.
So this is allegedly the knife. So once he was stabbed, his mother took the knife and got it out of there, so it wasn't on the scene.
The perpetrator's mother.
The Sikhs, right? The Sikhs,
because this
mother.
happened basically at his house.
Yeah, the Sikh's mother got it out, and then from there, all the family was basically conspiring to make sure this looked as bad on Henry as possible. Said he was being racist.
It was either the perpetrator or the perpetrator's family that actually called the police.
Yep. So supposedly it was the brother.
And claimed that, there was a white person being racist towards them.
Yep.
The cops show up and basically start to arrest Henry, even though Henry's telling them he's been stabbed. They say something along the lines of, "No, mate, I don't think you have been," as they start to arrest him. And of course, they're not seeing any blood because he's bleeding internally, right?
There was a blood trail along the road,
Was
but
there?
it was
Okay.
dark, so they couldn't see it very well.
Okay.
So then one of the other officers that was there said, well, I think it was a female. She's like, well, maybe we should check him anyway, just in case. Right. But at that point, he's already cuffed and he can't breathe. He's saying he can't breathe, which means he was probably stabbed in the torso, and he's got a tension pneumothorax or something where, one of his lungs basically deflated and he can't breathe. And then he just bleeds out in cuffs.
Did we want to watch the body cam footage?
I don't. If y'all want to go watch it, you can go watch it. One, for two reasons. One, I don't want YouTube to flag us. And two, it's not that it's graphic, but it's
you do watch someone die. Like,
yeah, you're watching someone's life leave them, and that's coming from a guy who's seen that numerous times, whether it be in war or as a paramedic. That's not something to be taken lightly at all. Also, on the police body cam, they picked up the brother telling the perpetrator in Punjab or whatever their language is was telling him, hey, you need to claim this as self-defense. Right. And so now at this point, the only reason we're finding out about it really now, because in Britain, there's a blackout on media on any of these attacks while it's in trial. Right. So they can only release this stuff after the trial is done.
Because this happened a year ago, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. As of right now, as far as I understand, I might be wrong. There might be new information that's come out since. The mother is the only one that's been convicted of anything yet.
I thought the perpetrator had been.
I don't think so. Not yet. I think they're still maybe getting to that. But as far as I know, and I may be wrong. If y'all find the details on this, let me know. But also as of this point, the police officer, their first arriving police officer, has resigned. So he is probably due to threats and guilt, I'm assuming. But since then, there has been riots in that town, like bad riots. People are fed up.
Yeah, I think the perpetrator
did he? Good. Yeah, because the only one that when I was listening to the commentary today, the only one they brought up was the mother. The mother was convicted for whatever their law is for aiding and abetting and conspiring and all that stuff.
Yeah, so he was sentenced on June 1st, which is why we are now seeing all this.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's been. No, he was sentenced. It's just not saying what he was sentenced to, but
I think I saw a report earlier, something like 11 police officers have been injured in the riots since. And it's like, if it started, like I sent you a text about kind of on this vein, last week, of that guy talking about like what is most likely to happen. Like it'll start in Britain first.
Yeah.
Right.
It will.
And then from there, because Britain will turn more nationalistic soon, and then the rest of Europe will then turn against Britain for doing that.
Probably.
So like that's where World War III will basically be in Europe again, because Britain will then align with the United States again, and who knows if that'll actually be true, because we're run by a small hack club.
I think you'd be surprised. I don't know about the chat, but I know. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of. I don't know. I see the need for police, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I think today's age, we all need to have a healthy suspicion of all police officers.
Agreed. Yes.
Right. Urban cops, especially if it's in a county that's heavily blue and they likely have a Soros-funded DA, you need to be very suspicious. Your small town cops might be a little bit better. Like my cops here in my town.
Depends on the small town.
Right. Yeah. But so you need to get to know your police officers. but I think it'd be prudent for all of us to have a healthy suspicion. Because like even now, like, man, firefighters are always the good guys. No one's ever happy when cops arrive, but everyone's happy when the fire department arrives.
True.
Even black people love firefighters.
Like, so the town I live in, we got 1,500 people, right? We're 20 minutes, 20 miles from, the next town with the police department. That town has 3,500 people. We're 45 minutes from the next town with the police department. And our police department, up until recently, has had 5 police officers, so that it has a 24-hour coverage. But we've had a lot of turnover, and now we're under that amount, so we don't have 24-hour coverage. And like, there's been a lot of budget shortfalls. So like, there's talk of getting rid of the entire police department and just subcontracting out to basically the county sheriff. But the county we live in is one of the it is the largest county east of the Mississippi. Like, it's larger than Connecticut and Rhode Island combined, the county. And like, the county seat is 100 miles south of us, and we're in the middle of nowhere. So sheriff coverage would be very, very limited. And like, on one hand, yes, I have a very healthy suspicion of cops, but on the other hand, and I'm also prepared to defend myself, because even if we had a full-time police department, they're not going to arrive in time to really help in a dangerous situation. But I could tell you, if we lose our little police department, I'm going to have to be, like, there's going I guess I'm going to be a little lighter on the trigger finger, you know what I mean? Like, or a little heavier on it, however you want to say it. But without that support there, you even have a longer wait then if something happens. Yeah. And it's not just crime. Like, the police department, they're the first responders. That they would get to us faster than an ambulance would, or than a fire truck would, things like that. Like, and especially with like my mom, who's older and lives 4 blocks away in the same small town, like, without cops there, like, I don't know. It's not a good feeling to know we might lose our local police department.
Yeah. Especially with how much Minnesota is paying Leering centers, you think they'd have a little bit extra for some cops.
Well, especially when we don't have any Leering centers up here,
Yeah, that's one of the plus sides of living in the South. We have a very heavy gun culture, not just from hunting. Because we have a lot of military bases down here too. So that's why when you see these shootings, they're always in heavy metropolitan areas. Yeah. They're very rarely in small towns, and when they are in small towns, like that shooting happened in that Texas church like 6 or 7 years ago, like, the parishioners chased him down with ARs and killed him. Right. So a lot of times they're not going after those smaller towns, unless they're stupid and they just don't know the difference. And then you might have your chance for a CONUS kill. But these heavy metropolitan areas, if y'all live in these areas, you need to be aware of what your legal capabilities are to protect yourself. And if there aren't any, like, some have a duty to retreat, you need to think about moving, because the only reason you would stay there is because you want to be a victim. I know it's hard for a lot of people because they have family that lives around and they don't want to leave their family, but like, your family's going to be gone one day, and it's just going to be you and your wife, or you and your kids and whatever. And your family's not going to be there to hold you as an anchor anymore. And now you're stuck there. And I know, especially now, it's hard to move anywhere because the economy's horrible, and housing prices are as high as they've ever been. There's a report today that came out about the real estate market. We have 650,000 more sellers than buyers, which has never been recorded ever, even in 2008. So it's hard, and I get that. But you may need to make some sacrifices to get to a better area. It's one of those things that you have to do what's best for you and your family.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
But, so with this Henry Nowak situation reminded me of the Arena Petrushka, whatever her name was. Because they're, even though the genders were different, he should have been more capable of protecting himself. He was still only 18 years old. He wasn't even a man yet. He wasn't even fully developed and grown yet. And he was attacked and killed when it should have never even come to that, just because of some words, right? When you live in a community of people that justify violence for being offended, that is a situation where you need to be prepared all the time.
Yeah, and he lived in a country he couldn't even carry a knife to protect himself.
Which is so. I was listening to a podcast from England, and they were talking about, like, why was this guy carrying a knife? No one should be carrying a knife. No,
well, they still
everyone should be carrying a gun.
They're still learning the wrong lessons from all this, and even the so-called conservatives over there, right? It's like, how can you not see this?
I was having a conversation on X with a guy. He was, I think, in Australia, and he was talking about that Americans got it right. Like, you absolutely need access to firearms to protect yourself, especially now when governments have so much power and they have no inclination to protect its citizens. He's like, the worst thing we ever did was got rid of our firearms.
Yeah, and I think there will be more people in England waking up to that fact. At least I hope so.
There might be an organization out there that's willing to run guns to England for the resistance.
I mean, there were organizations that did so to the Irish.
Well, so I probably brought this up last week, but I was getting a new office, and I was moving out of my office and finding another office, and I found an office in downtown Birmingham, and I ended up pulling out because they got weird and they started asking for more money on some stupid stuff. But I was telling the guy, I was like, hey, just so you know, I haven't gotten a message on mine. It might be yours. You look and sound fine to me.
Okay.
But I basically let him know. I was like, hey, I looked at 5 of their offices. I only chose y'all because of your location, even though y'all are more expensive and everything. I was like, and on top of that, your building is 4/5 empty. Do you really need to be turning away tenants at this point? I think they're willing to go bankrupt, I guess. I don't know. But the commercial real estate market now is horrible.
Yeah, I live in such a strange area that I never know if, like, what's happening here is the norm or not. But, like, yeah, there's so much, so many, so much commercial real estate that is just empty up here.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like, when you drive around downtown Birmingham, there's for lease signs on 2 out of every 5 buildings.
That's crazy.
It's everywhere because, one, everybody's working from home now. Not everyone, but like a much larger contingent of people. But 2, there's not, everybody's buying stuff off Amazon. They're not buying at local stores as much anymore. I think that's starting to turn around. People want to be able to go in and see stuff now because they've gotten so many horrible things delivered to their house. Or like, if I could have seen this in person, I wouldn't have bought it. So I think that's starting to turn around a little bit. But it's in my job, I get a call at least once a week from a client who's like, hey, I lost my job. What do I do? And the first thing I always tell them is like, well, first of all, don't make any decisions out of despair.
Right.
Like, we've planned for this. We put a plan together for this. If this happens, you've got some money put away to get you past a couple months. Just, you got a few months to breathe, take care of it, and try and get a job as soon as you may have to take less, but at least get some money coming in. But regardless of what we see with the stock market, regardless of what we see with this AI supposed boom and and everything else is going on, the average man out there is not doing well
No.
at all. But just to go back to the topic, we cannot trust the government to take care of us at all. And you need to be able to take care of yourself. You need to be able to take care of your family. That means you need to provide for their most pressing needs first. Things like shelter. Make sure your mortgage or your rent is paid first.
Yeah.
Right? Then food, right? Make sure you've got food. Make sure you have at least 2 weeks of food. Because if something happens and supply lines go out, you need to be able to at least feed yourselves for 2 weeks. And it doesn't mean you need to buy a bunch of rice and beans. Just buy stuff you like to eat and stock up a little more, right? If you love, Lunchables, buy a bunch of Lunchables, right? Buy 2 weeks worth of Lunchables.
The problem with the Lunchables is that they require refrigeration.
Yeah. But the last thing you want to do is be eating MREs because they're not good. And you will have side effects from MREs that you will not like. But, take care of your food. And then from there, everything else is tertiary. Like if you've got to let the car payment go, let the car payment go. Like I'd rather you have shelter and food than worry about if your car payment's online. Do not worry about your credit if that's keeping you from feeding your family. It does not matter.
Yeah, credit is something that has only mattered in the whole history of the world over the last 150 years. You know what I mean? Like at most.
Yeah. I know we brought this up last time, but what was the Rudyard Kipling poem about the anger of the awakened Saxon?
Yes. What
Right.
was going on? What was going on in England the last time we kind of talked about this? What was the event then? I forget.
I don't think it was England that it was. I think we were talking about Arena when that came up. Because there was a lot of anger around that. I think that's when we brought that up.
Could be. I feel like let me go back to our videos here. Because I know we've talked about riots in England before.
I know it's one of those years where it feels like decades has happened.
Yeah. Because we had
So much has
remember the
happened.
French kid? So there was riots in France over that. What else was there? Oh, remember the attacks in Australia?
Yeah.
Gosh, what else has been going on?
Was it one of the shows we did on your other channel?
Oh, it might be. I'm not gonna go look for that on there.
That would have been one of our first 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah.
That we was just over here about around show 5 or so. It's just it seems to be happening, at least for us anyway. What's being presented to us and what we're allowing to take notice of is it's happening more in very historical white nations where this outrage is happening and where people are getting tired of the migrants. The problem you have in London is like 40% Muslim now.
Yes.
And so in order for them to take back London, it's going to be a fight, like a literal fight. There's going to have to be violence because the Muslims are not going to go peacefully. Uh-oh. Got my daughter's dog over here. Come here, Heidi. Come here. You can come over here. What are you scared of?
Not on avoiding Babylon. I don't know.
No.
I
don't think it's white guilt, Ocean. I think we are being targeted because when white people chimp out, we tend to conquer the world. So they're trying to keep us from doing that, I suppose. Trying to, discourage us from that. I don't think it's going to hold very much longer.
I get that feeling too, but I've felt that way for at least 5-6 years now, so I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how
I
much
think they're
longer it
trying
can
to.
go on.
I think they're trying to push us to a breaking point. They're trying to push us over the edge, so we have to do something, and then they can say, "Hey, see what white people do when you just offend them a little bit, right?" And then they'll whitewash all the events that led up to that. Say,
Yeah.
"Well, violence was not the reason. Violence was not acceptable for this. Like, so what? We just kill 180,000 of them, every 10 years. So what? That's not enough to do what they did. Like January 6th, everyone should have been locked up.
Huh.
We throw all the Constitution out. We should have locked them all up." Did you ever see that quote from Eric Erickson?
Probably.
Do you know who Eric Erickson is?
Yeah.
So he's out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's like a GOP commentator, pretty much.
Right.
And when January 6th happened, he said, "Throw out the Constitution, throw out the laws. They need to be all locked up and tried and hung within 36 hours, pretty much."
Unbelievable.
There's our first Blasian we have as a
21 babies.
he's making his own sushi.
Can you just eat
You
whey
can.
protein dry? Sure.
Yeah, you can. It sucks,
Yeah.
but you can do it. Have you ever seen people dry scoop pre-workout?
Uh-uh.
Man, they just don't put it in anything. Just take the scoop. Man,
Oof.
that'll you'll be able to smell colors at that point. It's potent.
Just get some freeze dried camping food, people.
I get a while ago, a couple months ago, wherever it was. I've been taking more creatine. I'm taking anywhere between 5 and 10 grams a day. Depends on if I worked out that day or not. But there a lot of companies are doing like creatine gummies or creatine chewables. Well, there's this company called Animal that basically caters to like power lifters and bodybuilders and stuff, but they make creatine tablets that taste like Smarties.
Oh my gosh.
So I got 2 jars of them, and they're really good.
You know what we need to do? We need to have Knick Knack make creatine nicotine lozenges.
I'm down. You'd have to take them to get enough creatine. You'd have to be like a chipmunk with that stuff, man. Because these things are like they're almost like horse suppositories, and they only have like 1 gram of creatine each. So you have to take 4 of them to get 5 grams of protein or creatine. I mean, so they're like you're not just taking one.
Do you think we would get a lot of views if we tried the horse electrolytes?
I don't know, maybe. But I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, like if I could take horse ivermectin, I could take horse electrolytes.
And you're like, why would we need to put that on TikTok? Let's just do this.
Just do it. Why not?
Anthony and I think we might have to make some Kool-Aid pineapple and try it live on the show.
Try it. Good. You ought to paint yourselves up in blackface too. That'd be awesome.
Well, Anthony doesn't even have to.
He already is. Yeah, he's already there. Apple horse ivermectin.
Huh?
Chubby emu.
Okay, on which idea? We've thrown out a few at this point. So, which idea? The horse electrolytes?
Is it the horse ivermectin? Or the
because
Kool-Aid pineapple?
if it's the horse ivermectin, that only made Adrian kind of retarded.
I was retarded beforehand. It just increased my powers.
The horse electrolytes.
Why? Why would that be bad?
They're just electrolytes.
He probably just took
right?
too much. He just took too much.
Yeah,
That's probably what happened.
Figure out what the average horse weighs and divide that by how much you weigh, and then bam.
Yeah.
Dosage.
Yeah, do that. There you go. Oh, that's the theme of our show.
Retard Max.
We retard Max all the time.
Adrian took the horse ivermectin with a half bottle of Tylenol to make sure his kids end up with the same superpowers.
That's right. Chubby Emu's a MD who covers strange and interesting medical cases.
Right. So what you're saying is
Like
it'd be interesting
an
if we
MD?
did this.
Or is he like a chiropractor, like a witch doctor?
What?
Because it's always like the chiropractors that are in that holistic health stuff. They're like, oh, you should soak your feet in daffodil extract and it'll cure cancer. What?
To be fair, we're talking to an audience that likes to sun their balls. Come on, I'm not that bad. Hey,
All right. What else? There's something else.
you wanted to talk about training standards.
Yes, I did. All right. So this kind of piggybacks with the
Well, depends. Do you like apple flavored horse ivermectin and sunning your balls? Because if you do, then you're in the right chat room.
or creatine Smarties. You're right where you need to be. You're amongst friends.
Adrian's just got a pack of Smarties open. He just dust them with creatine and
Don't tempt me. If I can save some money, I'll do it. So going back to the GY Alchemist, right?
Okay,
and I brought that up earlier in the show. He's a retard who, believes in Gnostic secrets and stuff, right?
Yeah,
But he has some good training on his website. And so I thought of that earlier and like how where do I start with this? All my firearms training started in the Marine Corps. Like I did some hunting growing up, with my dad, but all of my pertinent firearms training started in the Marine Corps. The problem with the Marine Corps is the training is usually targeted at the biggest retard in the squad.
Lowest common
Right.
denominator.
Yeah. So the guy who just like can't figure out how to do a mag change, right? Like we all have to go at his pace, right? And then, I became a primary marksmanship instructor in the Marines. And so I started teaching other guys how to shoot. Then I started teaching them how to shoot pistol. Man, you want to see some idiots. You give a pistol to somebody who's never shot a pistol before and then make them qualify with it. And I've seen more overhead obstructions get shot than at any time in my life. And these are guys who are paid to shoot people in the face.
If any of you want to black pill one day, go to your local indoor range, look at the ceiling.
Yes, exactly. It's scary that these people walk amongst us.
Yeah.
But so then I got out of the Marines and I lived in Georgia at the time and I was working for the fire department. And one of the things I did was this is the height of the Obama years when everybody thought like, Obama was going to crack down on patriots, which I mean, he did. If y'all don't remember the Malheur Refuge or the Bundy Ranch, like he was definitely going after people.
Yeah.
But I started offering just what I had learned in the Marines to just local guys so they could, have some training on how to do it. Not offer free. I didn't charge anything for it. But I then started training with a Green Beret. His name's Jay Paisley. You can see him on YouTube a little bit. He used to run a group called CAG, I think is what it was called when I trained with him. But he ended up leaving CAG because he started doing some contract work. But now he's like that on On3 survival show. I don't know if y'all ever watched that, but he's on there a few times.
Okay.
But he's a Green Beret. I think he was a medic in the Green Berets. And he would teach me and a couple of my friends training, right? And that's how I, learned how to shoot pistol really well. I learned how to use my rifle a whole lot better. But he showed me the way it was supposed to be done. So then when I took classes with other guys, I started learning some people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Some trainers.
Right. So the first thing I would tell you is stay away from anybody who highlights that they're an NRA instructor. right? Because you can become an NRA instructor from an online course.
Yeah.
So stay away from anybody that tells you that the first thing they lead off with is, well, I'm an NRA instructor. Okay, well, you probably know more than they do. Especially if you dry fire at home and you do any type of other more than like an hour a month of practice, you probably can shoot way better than they can. But the other thing is be wary of guys who have military training and tell you that the way they're teaching you is the only way to do it.
I would
Right?
assume that probably goes true for anyone that says the same of Leo being a former Leo, right?
Yes. Well, and so that, like that video I sent you earlier today of
Yeah.
Reno May and the qualification test, it is ridiculously easy, which is why you have a lot of female officers now, because they can pass that. And because female officers are not known well for their dexterity in high stress situations.
Taser.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anybody who touts some type of background that uses firearms like Leos or military, and they tell you, this is the way you should do it, immediately just finish out the training with them, take what you like from it, leave everything else, because there's no one way to do anything when it comes to firearms. You have to find ways that work for you for a few reasons. One, your body's different than theirs.
Yep.
So if they're teaching you a specific way to reload and your arms aren't as long or your hands aren't as big, you may have to lose grip on your pistol in order to reload your mag because you don't have big hands.
Yep.
Right? Or if you do have big hands and you're shooting a rifle, your hands may get in the way sometimes of some things on your rifle that make it that you have to learn how to manipulate that firearm, whether you're mag changing positions, shooting off a barrier or whatever. So you have to figure out from those situations, what did you like from the course? Keep that, drop everything else, right? But it's also incumbent upon all of us to get training from many different sources, because you're going to find good trainers and bad trainers, and you're going to find things that you like from bad trainers and things from good trainers that you don't like at all, that don't work for you, but they give you different ways to think of it. You may figure out ways to do it for yourself. So as far as standard of training, like what benchmarks do you need to be able to hit as someone who is carrying a firearm? Right?
Yeah.
So we'll start with what most likely everyone's going to do is concealed carry. The first benchmark you need to hit is being able to carry your firearm and not touch it all the time.
That's so true. Oh man, I remember starting to carry. It was like every 2 seconds. Is it still there?
And I see it at church all the time. Guys who just start carrying and they're touching it 30 times in mass. Like, so because you're drawing attention to it.
Yep.
So that's the first thing you need to do. Whether you just carry it around in your house, just walking around all day, get used to having it on, get used to sitting down with it. If you carry appendix and you have to sit a little different so it doesn't jam you in the frankenbeans, right? Figure that out, right? The first time to figure that out is not the first time you wear it and you're out in public.
Yeah.
So that would be the first standard. Second standard would be know how to take apart your firearm and clean it. Because it doesn't matter if you're good with shooting it, if you can't clean your firearm, once that firearm has enough rounds through it and you can't shoot it anymore because it's gunked up with carbon, it's a paperweight.
And like, it's going to vary depending on the firearm. Like your average Glock, you might not need to clean for 1,000 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But if what you have is a nice 1911, you're not going to get more than 200 rounds through that thing before it starts to jam up on you.
Or know that, like, your metal frame SIGs, like a SIG 226 or 229, they have to be wet.
Yeah,
like you have to oil the snot out of those things all the time
because it's metal.
Otherwise, they don't work very well. Right. Then the third standard would be know how to clear your firearm from its holster. Practice with it, right? Because the last thing you want to do is have to pull that thing out when you need it, and it gets caught up in your shirt, right? And then you're dead, and you've got a firearm in your hand, right? Like, if you haven't noticed, I haven't even gotten to shooting yet.
No,
Like,
and I think somewhere in this list so far, you could also put do whatever you need to do to where you're comfortable carrying chambered, right? Because
yes.
I know a lot of guys, especially when they first start carrying, are really nervous about carrying chambered, and a lot of times will, at least starting off, carried unchambered.
Yes.
And I would say wear around your house until you are comfortable carrying chambered. Like,
hmm Yeah, absolutely. Because I did that when I first started carrying.
I did
I
too.
carried
Israeli.
without one in the chamber. Yeah, and you're going to die. Like
Yeah.
you're going to be racking that thing all the way up to St. Peter's Gates, right? So, yeah, get comfortable with carrying one chamber, and that just comes with confidence. That just comes with carrying it around, knowing it's not just going to go off. Unless it's a 320, then it'll probably go off. But otherwise, no firearm. This Glock I have right here next to me, it could sit there for 1,000 years. It'll never go off, right? But also be aware of like what you need to manipulate on your firearm in order to get it to go off.
Yep.
If you have a grip safety, first, you're wrong. You need to get another gun. But two, if you do have a grip safety, you need to learn how to hold it to where that disengages the safety so you can shoot.
And if chances are, if you have a gun with the grip safety, like in 1911, you also
Or
have
an
a thumb
XDM.
safety. Yeah, you probably have a thumb safety, and you got to learn to basically have that thumb ride on top of the thumb safety while you're firing, or during the recoil, you might very well engage that safety.
Yep.
And then that's not going to work.
Like my Shadow 2 Compact, I do not engage the safety. I just start out with single or with double action.
Double action, yeah.
Right. So that's a safety. Like that's like 10, 11 pounds of force to pull that trigger. Yep. It's not going off on accident. It's not going to get caught up in my shirt and go off. It's just not going to happen. So I've never engaged in safety. I always just start out with double action and then a single action after that first shot every time. Now it makes my initial shot on my CZ slower a little bit by like, like 1/10 of a second. But for safety wise, I'd rather do that than have to engage in safety because I'm used to carrying a Glock, which has no safety.
Right.
And so trying to train myself to start disengaging a safety, it's caused a lot of issues. So that's what I've chosen to do for myself. Now I carry that thing all the time, and there's a hot one in the pipe. It's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get to shooting standards. Like how good should you be? What is acceptable, right? What should the bare minimum standard be? I would say first thing you need to do is you need to be able to draw from concealment and shoot one round and center mass on the target within 5 yards in less than 2 seconds. I think that is the bare minimum standard. Get faster than that if you can. Like if I don't practice for a while, I'm consistently a 1.5 second shooter. Right? Yeah. If I work on it and I practice on it, I can get down to about 1.25. I've never been a sub-second shooter, but 1.5 to 2 seconds is acceptable.
It's not. Depending on your holster, how you're carrying it, it's really not too hard. Like I can get close to 2. I'm still over it, but I can get close to 2 from my stupid little fanny pack.
Yeah.
But out of a standard, outside waistband holster at 3 o'clock, it's under 2, pretty easy.
Mm. Yeah, and figure out how you like to carry. Like I carry appendix most of the time, unless I'm at mass, then I carry at 3 o'clock. But because I'm wearing a suit and I don't want to carry appendix and it's just like out in the open. But figure out how you're going to carry too. Some guys are like, I'm not carrying, like Owen Benjamin's like, I don't carry, only trainees carry appendix. But this is a guy who's never been in a firefight, so I don't trust what he says at all. But if you're not comfortable carrying appendix, that's fine, right? Carry 3 o'clock, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. But I will tell you the reason I carry appendix now is because I took a course with Jay Paisley, and we did an exercise where you basically imitate your firing arm going down. You have to draw with your offhand, and I cannot reach my 3 o'clock with my offhand.
Yeah.
So that's why I started carrying appendix, because I can reach my appendix easy. And then we also did one where
And
we
also,
taped
if you're grappling with someone, right? One, they have easier access to either of your 3 o'clocks, and you have harder access to it than, whereas appendix, like you said, you have easier access to it with either hand, and they have a much harder time, reaching your firearm.
Yeah. Now, if you're 6 foot tall and 130 pounds, you can probably reach your 3 o'clock with your offhand because you got those giant gorilla arms, right? And you're super skinny.
It definitely can, Ocean. Like, I would probably carry appendix, but I got to lose my gut first.
You could FUPA carry.
Not going to happen.
Just covered up. And so, on a side note, holsters to stay away from. Any leather holster that doesn't have a Kydex insert.
Yeah.
Right. And they're just now starting to do that. So if you find a leather holster you like because it, you like the way it looks, that's great. Make sure it has a Kydex insert, something that keeps anything from getting in the trigger. Stay away from the Black Hawk Serpa holsters where it has the button on the side to release the pistol. Dirt, grime, debris gets in there and it'll stop that button from working and you won't be able to pull your pistol out.
Right.
I'm telling you this from experience.
Plus,
because they them us in the Marine Corps, and it got stuck in Afghanistan when I needed to use it.
Plus, the Blackhawks generally are just cheap plastic. They're not Kydex.
Yeah, they're not Kydex. Yeah, they're usually just a hard plastic.
Yeah.
And then after a quicker draw, like a sub 2 second draw, and fire, I would say you need to be like we did the Dickens drill last month. You need to be able to shoot from distance too. Because not everybody's going to be within 7 yards. You may have to shoot from 40 yards, right? So being able to shoot reliably, like just get like a steel target, put it at 40 yards. It gives you that audible ding every time you hit it, and get used to shooting it from 40 or 50 yards. Be able to hit 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 times, right? And then because if you can do that, you can shoot closer.
Yeah, for sure.
Those closer shots are going to be easy.
What
That's Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is 6 foot, 130 pounds, isn't he? Well, he's like 5'8". 5'8". He's victim weight is pretty much what it is.
What are some what are 2 to 3 good drills people should work on practicing? Like we did the Dickens drill, which I do like. I like to do like a build drill from drawing from concealment.
Yeah, build drill's good.
Drill.
Build drill builds your rapid fire and acquiring sights or red dot.
Yep.
Right, it is what it helps you build. So those of y'all don't know what a build drill is, it's from about 7 yards and 6 shots. You don't have to do it from concealment. You can do it from like a low ready and just pull it up and shoot 6 shots as fast as you can. But also hitting the target, right? So not just like firing off 6 and you hit one like a gangster shooting it sideways. Like you want to be able to hit also. Take as much time as you need. So you may start out slow. It may take you 10 seconds to do all 6 shots, but the goal is to get under like 2 or 3 seconds. Because you're not drawing for concealment. You're just pulling that trigger as fast as you can while maintaining a good sight picture and putting rounds on target.
And from 7 yards, with not even a ton of practice, you can get all 6 shots in the A zone fairly easily.
Yeah. Then from there, it's just whittling down your time
Yeah.
and getting used to, and figuring out what your trigger reset is and how fast you can pull that trigger and be able to do it accurately is really all a build drill builds. Another one would be like a Mozambique or a failure to stop, right? To the chest, one to the head. And if you could do 2 targets and transition between them, like maybe 2 to the chest on the right and 1 to the head on the left, and then switch it 2 to the left in the chest and then 1 to the head on the right. And then you can go being able to transition. You can put it either right next to each other or you can put them like 5 yards apart. That way you're having to turret basically to acquire your target. Those would be some good drills.
Even if they're right next to each other, you're having to reacquire the sight picture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You practice
absolutely.
reloads a lot?
Yes. Yeah. Every time I shoot. Right. So there's a couple of times I'll go training and I'll just load up 5 mags and I'll load them up, and I won't count how many I put in there. I'll just, I'll put a few in, or sometimes I'll let somebody else load them for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a drill, and that'll force me to reload.
You're almost by doing it that way, not counting how many you put in or having someone else do it. You're also kind of practicing clearing a malfunction, because most of what you would do to clear a malfunction is drop the mag, reload, and rack it for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, unless you get like a double feed or a stovepipe or something. But stovepipe will be clear, but just racking the firearm. But like I had some remanufactured ammo, and it was horrible. I was getting double feeds all the time, and so like I had to. Your gun's down at that point until you get it cleared, right? Yep. So in the Marines, we would seek cover and then clear the malfunction, right? So we get behind like a building or something, and I'd have to drop the mag, pull the slide back, turn it upside down to get both the rounds out, put the mag back in, rack it again, and then re-engage, which is, you're looking at 5 or 6 seconds if you get good.
Yeah, I know in the last Dickens drill I filmed, one of the rounds was loaded way light and didn't work the slide back, and like it took me way longer to react to it and fix the issue than it should have. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean that's where I'd start. I think those would be minimum standards for carrying a pistol. Right, you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to shoot from far. You need to be able to shoot sub-second draw or sub 2-second draw. Be able to clear your garments when you're drawing. And these are all things you can practice without even shooting. Some of them you can dry fire all of this.
Yeah.
All right. And there's a company called Stoic something, and they make dry fire stickers, and they're just a small USPSA target or IDPA targets, right? You can just stick them on a wall somewhere and just have somewhere to dry fire to. Like I have one on the wall at my office. Everybody asks me what it is. Every time I have a client come in, like, what is that? Oh, it's nothing. It's just a sticker my kids gave me. But you can stick it anywhere and just practice at home before you ever fire a shot. As far as rifle, so keep in mind, rifle is much more forgiving than a pistol. It's got a longer barrel. You've got more control over it. You can be much more accurate with a rifle. One of my pet peeves with people who shoot rifle is they always do drills like it's a pistol. Like they're shooting within like 15, 25 yards. That's not, I mean, yes, you should use a rifle then, but like the purpose of a rifle is to put distance between you and like, yes, you may come in contact with somebody and you have to shoot that close. I get that, but that's a gimme, right? Like you should not have any issue hitting somebody at 25 yards with a rifle. But it gets harder when you're pushing out to like 200 yards, right? And to be honest with you, 200 yards is still a gimme, especially if you have a magnified optic on at all, even if it's a 2X.
What's the furthest you had to shoot to qualify in the Marines with irons?
500 yards.
500, yeah.
With iron sights. Yeah. You're hitting a man-sized target at 500 yards with iron sights, having a gauge for wind, because that little 55 grain bullet will really, like, if there's a good 5-10 mile an hour wind, it's affecting your shot. But we're the only branch that practices that far out. Everyone else does like 300 yards at the most. But in fact, when the GWAT hit and they gave us the ACOG, because we got so used to shooting with irons for so long, they thought we were executing people because we got so many headshots from the ACOG. Because we never had anything that had 4X magnification.
Right.
Like, oh, we can actually see who we're shooting at now. This is awesome. But as well with rifle, it's a lot of the same things with a pistol. Learn how to reload, right? Now the thing with the rifle is you've got a safety you have to toggle, right? Every time you pull your weapon down and you're not shooting it, it should be muscle memory to flip that safety on every time, right? Regardless of what GBR script tells you, you should be manipulating that safety every time you pull that rifle out of your shoulder. or even if it's in your shoulder and you're not shooting anymore, manipulate the safety. Because you get to the point, especially if you train with it enough, every time you bring that rifle down, you flip it anyway, right? Put the safety on, and then when you come back up, it becomes muscle memory to take the safety off. As far as rifle lengths, it doesn't matter. Pick one you like, right? Like if you want a 16-inch because you want something that you don't have to pay a tax for, and you don't want a pistol brace on it as a stock, right? Get a 16-inch. If you want a 10.5-inch, like you won't have any friends because nobody likes to shoot next to a guy with a 10.5-inch, but you can have a 10.5-inch. It doesn't matter. Like rifle length doesn't matter. I mean, it affects ballistics. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to affect you so much to where like there's not a perfect rifle length.
Right.
It depends on what you're using it for. My rifle I use now is a 12.5-inch. I love it because even with a suppressor on it, it's barely 16 inches long in total, barrel length anyway. But I'm hitting 500 yards on that thing with my ACOG on it all the time. So it's not a big issue. Now I've got 16 inches too. I've got 16-inch rifles as well. And I use them like one. I've got a 5 to 15 on it. No, 2 to 18 scope.
Okay.
I just haven't got a red dot on it, but that's more if I'm shooting out to 500 yards and I'm using like a 75 grain. I'm more using my 16-inch for that. But pick a rifle you like, right? I would prefer you buy one that's already pre-assembled. Do not build one. Do not buy one from your buddy down the street who builds them, right? He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I don't care what he tells you, right? He's buying some horrible low QC parts and he's putting them together. He's like, oh, I can build you an AR for $300. You'll be buying another one within a year because that one's going to have all kinds of issues.
Now, when you say buy one pre-assembled, like, how do you feel about buying like an entire upper that's pre-assembled and then a separate pre-assembled lower? Like at that point, you're pushing the pins in basically.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And keep in mind, like almost all lowers are made out of the same 3 factories.
Right.
Almost all of them. There's very few that aren't. So when you buy a lower, they're pretty much the same. Some will shoot better if they come all together, right? Like a Geisley Super Duty, right? Is going to shoot phenomenally. That is going to be one rifle you buy and you'll have for the rest of your life and you'll pass to your kids, right? But you're paying like $1,800 for it. You can buy a $700 PSA, and to be honest with you, you're not good enough to outshoot that rifle yet, right? And so that might be a good starter rifle that you start learning out with because it's cheaper to buy that and buy ammo. Yeah. But eventually you're going to outgrow that rifle if you shoot it enough, and you're going to want something better. Then you're going with like a BCM or a Geisley. But there's no reason to spend more than $2,000 for a rifle. Right? But if you buy a $2,000 rifle, you're going to have that thing for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. The only thing you might change out is maybe the extractor, maybe a bolt, and maybe a barrel. But barrels will last you 10,000 rounds. Right? If you're shooting 500 rounds a year, you're going to have that thing forever.
I mean, yeah, I know some of like the FN barrels are going 20, 30,000 rounds.
Yeah. Well, especially supposedly the new Sons of Liberty Gunworks Armad barrel is supposed to get up to 70,000 rounds. Wow. Supposed to. Whether it does or not, who knows? Yeah. But that's supposedly what they're trying to get the contract for, saying that theirs can do that, and it may. Everybody I know who's shot the Mark I, the new Mark I, likes it, but they don't think it's a $3,000 rifle. They think if it was like $2,200, maybe $2,400, right? But once you start paying more than $2,000, you're paying for name, right? And there's no point in that. Buy some BCM, you get a good BCM rifle for $1,500, and that thing you can go to war with it. But as far as shooting standards with a rifle, one, you need to be able to reload. I say within 2 seconds, reload a mag within 2 seconds. You should be able to shoot anywhere from 20 yards to 300 yards accurately. You should be able to manipulate it to where you can get around barriers and not fumble over yourself. But like I said, a rifle is much more forgiving than a pistol. A pistol is much more likely you're going to be carrying anyway. But you need to be able to shoot a rifle because your pistol should be used to get to your rifle in most instances. Like with my house, if someone breaks into my house, the only thing I'm using my pistol for is to fire a couple rounds at them so I can go over to get my rifle real fast.
Right.
Because I don't keep a rifle by the bed. I got small kids in the house.
Yeah.
But you need to be much more proficient with your pistol initially, and then you can build on with your rifle. But rifles are much more fun to shoot. Way more fun to shoot. Because you can do more with them. You can shoot 500 yards with the rifle, right? It doesn't take a lot of training. Like if y'all have, what is it, apple seed? What is it? Is it apple seed? Hawk, is it apple seed? I know you know. Apple seed. Shit, I think it's called Project Appleseed. Yeah. If y'all go to appleseedinfo.org, there's a organization called Project Appleseed, and it's a 501c3, and they teach you about proper fundamental marksmanship. And they're in all 50 states. So like right now, let me see and pull up their website. Let's look in Alabama. All right. We've got one at Fort Payne in August, one in Gunnersville in August, one in Jasper in September. They've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before the end of the year.
Oh
all near
man,
me.
they're having events in a town 30 minutes from me into a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's cool.
Yeah, they're great. Check out Project Appleseed, and if you want some good fundamental, like they're going to teach you how to shoot your rifle with all the proper fundamentals. They're not going to teach you transitions and reloads and like that's not what they do. They teach you how to shoot your rifle accurately.
While they talk to you about Revolutionary War history. That's
Yep, it's
okay.
cool. But some people would say, Cigar, keep a gun in every room of your house. Some of those people would be like me. I would say that because I don't carry it the house. But
I generally don't.
I'm never farther than 15 feet from a firearm in my house. And God help you if you catch me in my laundry room.
They don't allow center fire, 22 rim fire only, huh?
Yeah, they're just using 20, but I mean, you can. One, it's cheaper, right?
True.
You're paying, 5 cents a round instead of 55 cents a round. But two, it's the recoil is better. They teach a lot of kids. They do a really good job of teaching kids how to shoot.
Oh man, I might have to go to this with the family.
You should.
Fun.
Come back and tell us about it.
Hawk says I should go and record it.
Why not? Don't you have those glasses that you can do it?
At least parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would use the glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. But that's a good organization. But if y'all see a trainer near you and you're kind of wondering, or if you want me to check them out for you, if you DM me on X, I'll check them out and to give you I might say, hey, I don't know enough. Just got to, just one of those ones you just got to bite the bullet and see if it's worth going to. But sometimes, a lot of times on guys' websites, they'll give indicators that they're not somebody you should go train with. Let's see.
Question.
Yep.
What I've seen on gun Twitter a lot of stuff over the last couple of days. Are you there?
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out a little bit. I hear you.
What is going on today? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I've seen a lot of stuff on gun Twitter the last few days insinuating at things I don't know what's going on. Internet.
I don't know. Maybe all the rich people are escaping as clogging up the internet. Are you there? Can you hear me? Robbie's having a hell of a time.
Can anyone hear me?
I hear
Or
you.
Adrian?
I hear you. Can you not hear me? Finally, it's not me. They said they can hear both of us.
So some people are saying they can hear both of us. I can't click on anything. Well, I think I don't know what's going on. What is Adrian saying? You guys might have to tell me what Adrian is saying.
I'm laughing is what I'm doing.
Okay, could you hear and see me?
I could hear and see you fine. Yeah,
I couldn't hear or see you.
that's weird. So where are you saying you saw on Gun Twitter?
I don't know. Everyone on gun Twitter is like seems to be insinuating something like that. They're all debauched and having relations with the same women. I don't know.
Oh, that's the Scalper organization. Have you seen that?
Okay. I saw you say something about it, but I
Yeah.
had no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen it, like the Scalper situation.
Yeah,
What it started.
I know the organization.
Yeah. So apparently the guy who started it stepped out on his wife with some gun bunny. And apparently a bunch of the guys that are involved in that have all had relations with this same girl. Right. So that's what that's about. Like they're all, and a lot of guys are like, hey, that's sad to hear that he's like, most people's biggest issue is because she's claiming like he beat her and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but he did admit that he, had an affair with her, even though he has a wife and kids. Right. Which is
like another Mike Jones
for
situation.
guys like, like guys like you and I were like, well, you're not Christian. That's why.
Right.
We're not surprised.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, come on.
Yeah. Like when your organization is built off of pagan ideology, like we're not surprised. Okay. And that's what my comment was directed towards. Right. And that was really in response to Havoc 2-1. I don't know I forget what his real name is, Jonathan Fisher or something like that. But because he's on the same level. He's like, he's like, I don't really know these guys. I know of them. I don't really involve, I know some of the guys, but he's like, it's the saddest fact is he stepped out on his wife.
You're right.
Which is true. Like he destroyed his marriage and his kids' lives for a momentary pleasure.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like those of us who take our faith seriously, we cannot be surprised. That is the world. And which is why guys like you and I, we only surround ourselves with men who have the same values we do. Mm-hmm. Because like I'm past the point of being disappointed with these guys because I expected of them. Yeah. Because their biggest value to themselves is how much money they make and what kind of fame they get out of what they're doing, regardless of what their supposed actions are of starting this organization for training and all that, right? But we're seeing it more and more. But anytime an organization or a movement or any type of group like this that forms, if it's not built on Christian morals, it fails or eventually is corrupted every single time. If their overarching goal isn't to do God's will first, it will fail every single time. Right? Which is why I started, we started this channel and we started the show because We want to build community amongst people who take these things seriously, take providing and protecting their families seriously, but it's all based on our faith. And that's why one of our first shows was giving you the background and the history and the philosophy of what the Catholic Church teaches on everything we talk about. Right. And we may need to go back and do a primer on that occasionally. Like, hey, let's go over this again. Apparently, some people have forgotten this. And we may need to do that. But that's what that was about. It's not unexpected, for me anyway. Might be for other people. Right. Now, I think the Mike Jones situation was different because he was espousing family values. He was doing podcasts about how being a good dad and how to love your wife.
Dad
and then you find out he's going out and impregnating every woman he can find.
Getting the Sacred Heart tattooed on your forearm.
Yeah. And I think that was a little bit more disappointing because
and
of
my
of
internet
that.
sucks again.
All right. While his internet sucks, let me show y'all something. I don't know if y'all seen this. Ooh, there it is. This is a website called the Apocalypse Early Warning System. And you can sign up for text messages to let you know. What they measure is the amount of flights that are airborne. And what they're doing is they're basically keeping track of billionaires with airplanes to see like when they all decide to jump ship. Because I don't know if y'all, Ivanka Trump just did a interview talking about how they're basically remaking an Albanian island into their own bunker, her and Jared Kushner, right? Then we found out Sam Altman is doing the same thing, and Peter Thiel has done it in Argentina, and like all these rich billionaires are building these giant bunkers. Zuckerberg from Facebook has one in Hawaii, which tells me like, because no one else is building in Hawaii, I think they just kind of like told Zuckerberg he needs to build one, but then tell him like, hey, Hawaii's probably going to be the first place to hit. So they're kind of like, hey, build your bunker, and we forgot to tell you not to build it there. But this is the way. If y'all want to get on it, just go to the website. It's the link's at the top if you can see it, or you can't see the link. So if you just look up Apocalypse Early Warning System, you can subscribe to it, and it just tells you. And you can see trends like when things like I've never seen it higher than a 2 out of 5. And that's usually on the weekends when you'll see a 2 out of 5 when all the rich people are flying around for their weekend getaways. But they'll send out a text if it ever gets above like a 4. Like if it gets a 4 or higher, they're sending out a text, hey, it's going down. And then if there's a 5, like they said here, is an indicator of a likely imminent collapse. So this might be something good for you to check out and have on your radar to keep tabs on occasionally. But I thought it was a great idea. So that's going to let us know more, because the billionaires are going to know first, and then we're all going to be scrambling for ramen noodles.
I'm not a fan of ramen.
All right, let's go over some of these questions. Then we're calling.
I don't even know.
You need to connect to your cell phone's hotspot.
No, I really don't get cell phone signal here.
Then never mind. Don't do that. That'd be a bad idea. So
why it's so bad tonight.
Hawk asked, "Is Manus worth it? Pretty expensive for a dry fire tool." I mean, if you got the money, it's fun. They make a game out of it. Like you can do little targets that react to the laser and all that. Maybe if you got the money, but if you're tight for money, I wouldn't bother. The one I like more than that, which is a little bit more, is about on the same price tag, is called Cool Fire Training. And what they do is you replace your barrel, and it takes a CO2 cartridge, and so it actually cycles your pistol when you shoot, and you get a little laser on it as well. So you're actually dealing with the pistol actually cycling the slide, right? So you're feeling the recoil of it every time it happens. That one's a much better, and you can buy a huge CO2 canister for like $15. It'll last you like 4,000 rounds.
That's cool.
But it's called Cool Fire Trainer. It's cool fire or something. I've always looked at getting that one, but I was like, yeah, I'd rather spend it on ammo. Like I just dry fire. Like I dry fire at my desk. I just be sitting at my desk and I'm constantly like drawing and presenting, right? Let's see. The next one is we have the recipes. I have an HK45 compact. Should I do the double action instead of the safety? That's a heavy trigger pull, man. Maybe. Whatever you do, train it. Right. If you get used to using the double action as your safety, you don't have to worry about manipulating a safety. But train that way. Whatever you do, just train that way. And then Deo Gracias. What's your guys' thoughts of reflex shooting? What do you mean by reflex shooting?
Yeah, are you talking
about like
shooting from the
yeah?
hip?
You talking? Yeah, that like point shooting. I mean, if you're within 5 yards, that's fine, right? If you're shooting from the hip, you're really using that to create space more than anything, because it's very hard to get a good aim from your hip. But that would be one of the last things I train. I would get good at shooting accurately and presenting faster and getting a faster draw before I ever, fire from the hip. But if you're talking about point shooting, like for most times your adrenaline is going to be pumping so much and your dexterity is going to be a little bit numb when you're in a position where you have to actually use your firearm, that you're probably going to point shoot anyway your first shot. If you're within real close range, you need to train yourself out of that. You need to train to where you're acquiring your sight, because you want to shoot where you want to shoot. You don't want to shoot to maim. You want to shoot to kill, because dead men can't sue you.
Their families can.
I mean, they can, but if it's their fault, they'll lose every time.
Yeah.
But if you maim a guy, right, and they figure out like you trained to maim because you reflex shoot or you point shoot, like you're going to get sued. Did we talk about this?
No.
Have you looked into this at all?
I did more so prior to the whole 2012 stuff, because that was what was going to happen.
Rob's going to be so mad.
Can you not hear me?
You're cutting in and out. So I watched a video with Bear from Bear Independent, TJ Morris, whatever you want to call him. And he had a guy on talking about the pole shift. And he's a doomer. He thinks it's going to be it's going to cause all kinds of chaos and everything. I don't know, because I've heard conflicting evidence on it and conflicting scientific theories about what's happening. It's going to happen so slowly that we're going to be able to adapt to it as it happens, to when it happens, like all of a sudden your compasses are going to be pointing south, right? Like, which is going to cause all kinds of issues. So I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'd be happy to have someone that knows a lot more than I do.
Yeah, one of those things, like it comes off initially as like another conspiracy theory, right? Like a Tartaria sort of thing. So it's hard to want to like jump into it and give it any credence, but who knows? There is something there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, some of the biggest things it will affect will be electronics, which we're dependent on every day. So if you have anything that's calibrated to directions, right, that will affect that, like GPS. It might affect GPS. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what the effects of it would be.
You know what it was? My stupid computer has been downloading an update to install later tonight.
No. Yep, that'll do it.
Now it's all gone again. I hate this. I hate this.
That's
so much.
exactly why I've been laughing. Oh, how the tables have turned. Look, my theory on Akita, Our Lady of Akita, is when she's about fire will rain from the sky. I think it's a coronal mass ejection because that will kill more people around the world than you what?
I'll never find out what Adrian thinks about Akita because I can't hear him.
Can y'all hear me? My wife texted me earlier. She's like, "We can hear you both." I've got great internet right now.
I'm so.
In fact, some people would
happy for
say
you.
it's the greatest internet ever, is what some people would say. Huge internet. So my theory about Akita is that the fire from the sky is a coronal mass ejection because that would burn out all electronics in the world.
Event?
Yeah, but worse. Because then you got, people on life support are going to die, right?
Yeah.
Refrigeration will be out. You'll have to go back to the old ways of smoking meat and
Planes will
salting
literally
meat.
fall from the sky.
Yeah, cars will wreck all over the place because you've got half the people driving are women anyway. You've got, we depend on electronics
The way
way
you
too
stuck
much.
that in there.
But that's what I think it'll be because we've already been promised there won't be a flood, right? So, you'd have to have global nuclear proliferation of attacks in order for it to affect everyone in the world, right? So that's what I think it's going to be. And in fact, this weekend we've got a Class X solar flare hitting us, right? Now, keep in mind, Class X is the highest level, but then from there, there's levels within the Class X. We get hit with like Class X up to 3 or 4 pretty much every month at this point.
Yeah.
Right. X, there's like, it's not X10, it's something past that. That is like the world ending solar flare. Right. So we're like we're in that top tier, but we're not at the point where it's like devastating yet. And it may happen. And who knows? We're getting closer to 2029.
The Carrington event is estimated to have been an X40 to an X50 class solar flare.
Yeah. It burned up all the telegraph lines, caught poles on fire from it. Imagine if, at that time we had cars and electronics and computers and that ran the world.
Yeah.
But that may be the only thing saving us from the surveillance state.
It's one of those things like it would suck, but
a lot of people would die.
Yeah, a lot of people would die.
Like I would say most people would die. Right. I would say
like 90.
Well, I mean the EMP commission back in the 90s said if an EMP hit the United States and knocked out the electronics throughout the United States, greater than 90% of people would die within 30 days.
That was in the 90s.
Yeah, we weren't nearly as dependent as we are now. Yep, deluge of fire. That's a coronal mass ejection, my man. That's exactly what that is. You'll be fine because you'll get just a nice tan, but the rest of us, we're going to be bad off. What kind of woman would scrape a big van within having it a couple of days? I mean, not any good one.
She will
She's not
remember
watching
this
anymore,
when
right?
she comes.
She's not watching anymore.
She will remember this when she sees you.
I'm kidding, Hope. I'm kidding.
She
What's
makes
better?
fun of me for the way I mispronounced a word 10 years ago.
Bro. Yeah, I know exactly what you go through. I still get made fun of for things I one time gave the wrong definition for brackish water 18 years ago, and I still never hear the end of it.
I am on my second grade spelling test. One of my second grade spelling tests. In the test previous to this, I had correctly spelled photosynthesis. See, she's making fun of me 10 years later because I pronounced it amethyst because I'd only ever read it. I never heard someone say amethyst.
I have that problem with my kids all the time. They'll mispronounce a word because they've just read it. They've never heard it used.
Yeah.
Which tells you that you're well read.
Yep.
Right.
And then everyone else is poorly spoken.
Yes. So what's another one my wife gets on me about? So when I was growing up, like we were pretty poor. And I would eat bologna sandwiches all the time. It was pretty much the only that was pretty much lunch for like 10 years. It was a bologna sandwich. Like the bologna with like the red ring of like plastic on the edge of it, you know? And I was telling a story about it with my wife and I think my in-laws. And I said bologna real weird. Like I said, like I inflected it real weird. No, I inflected. I was like bologna, you know? And to this day, I still get made fun of.
I'm so glad she's bringing this up because I promised her I would never tell anyone about this because of how embarrassed she was. But so we're talking about Mount Everest, and he said something about Sherpas. I'm like, what exactly do you think a Sherpa is? And she's like, well, it's like a llama or a donkey. They bring up the mountain. I'm like, holy crap, Hope. No, Sherpas are human beings. They're local, Nepalese people who climb the mountains. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said all those things about Sherpas all those years.
What's mortadella? I'm gonna have to look that up now.
But anyway, so back to the second grade spelling. Previous in the second grade, I had correctly spelled photosynthesis, metamorphosis. Then one spelling test, the word turkey was on the test. I was born on Thanksgiving Day. I know how to spell turkey. I've always known how to spell turkey. I spelled it trucky. Nice. To this day, anytime anyone sees or hears the word turkey, my mother will laugh and say, "Ha, Robbie, remember trucky?" Yeah, Mom, I do. Thanks.
It's amazing the things people hang on to. I ran a red light when I used to live in Georgia, and I got a ticket for it. Like it was red, but it was like the last second before, right after it turned yellow. Yeah. It was like in a turning lane. And it was and like they had a red light camera, and so like they got people all the time for that. Well, I got a ticket in the mail because it was one of those things that just mail you the ticket. And my oldest daughter, she saw it, and she was like 6 at the time. She's 14 now, and she still tells me about it. Remember that time you got a red light ticket? I'm never going to live it down, ever. And it doesn't help that like 2 years ago, I got pulled over for expired tags with my son. So now he brings that up all the time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is what it was. He said something about those socks made from Sherpas. I'm like, where the hell are you getting socks made from people? She's like, what do you mean from people? I'm like,
well, man, it's better than lamps made from Sherpas.
That's true. Buffalo Bill.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see.
Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite socks. How do you say mortadella?
I'm guessing that's it, mortadella.
Mortadella? Is it? Or do they? I imagine they get real Italian, like mortadella.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Did you know when Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested?
Except for Anthony's sister can't do that anymore.
I was like, oh no. Did you know what they found in Jeffrey Dahmer's shower when they arrested him?
Sherpas?
Nope, Head and Shoulders. You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Now I got to go tell that to my 7-year-old who won't understand and will say it in
he's like, who's Jeffrey Dahmer?
Did I tell you about how Maddie explained to my Protestant mother-in-law how Protestants pronounce Saint Augustine wrong?
No,
So we
no.
go down to Saint Augustine, right?
Mhm.
And Hope's mother and family are Protestants, and I'm trying to explain to Maddie. I'm like, they call it Saint Augustine, but it's named after Saint Augustine. They're both spelled the same, but for some reason, the Protestants really like to say, Augustine or whatever. So we're sitting there and we're just talking, and they say someone says Saint Augustine, and Maddie to his Protestant grandmother, "Hey, do you know that Protestants say Saint Augustine?" I'm like, Maddie.
This is Leo, our barn cat.
That's a big one.
He is now, man. He started earning his keep. We kicked him out because he kept he was just being a nuisance in the house. So we're like, all right, you're going outside. And he has been tearing it up, man. He eats mice all the time. He's not fat anymore, but he's a big old baby.
Well, yeah, he's trying to get back inside.
Maybe. But he's like a dog, man. He loves to be rubbed and loves his belly rubbed. Well, by me. He doesn't like it when the kids do it. But right now he's digging his claws in my shoulder. Come on, buddy. I know. Okay, let's be done. Let's be done. Nope, let's be done. Okay. Golly.
Too bad you're not like New York Anthony. Because now you'd be like you dying of allergies.
And I don't know why animals love me. Like I find an animal that doesn't like me, and my kids are mad about it. Because I'll go over to somebody's house that we've never met before. We just go there for dinner or whatever, and they've got like a dog, and he's immediately like wanting me to pet him all the time. They're like, "Oh, that's weird. He never wants anybody to pet him." I don't know. Maybe dogs can detect the goodness of my heart and the sanctity of my soul.
I think dogs detect that I'm allergic.
God, now
you are covered in it.
It's getting hot, so he's shedding.
You're basically St. Francis.
I am. I talk to the birds. It's amazing. Oh, man. I'm going to change my shirt right now. This is horrible. I immediately regret my decision. Golly.
Cats have a tendency to do that.
He's a good one. We picked him specifically for his temperament. Because I hate cats that, like, they only like you for, like, 3 seconds a day.
Yeah.
Like, they'd be happier to just eat your face off when you die in the house than to, like, have you pet them.
That's why matter of fact, that's why they're nice to you for 3 seconds a day.
That's
they
exactly
just
wanted
what it is. To keep you around until they can eat your face.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you're eating, right? You're eating? Just make sure. Like, I need you to be nice and plump when you die.
When they need you, that's them like, no, you're losing a little weight. You got to eat more.
But yeah, he's very affectionate, which, as you can tell. Golly. Why did I do that?
Yeah, we had a cat and I had not been a cat person, but I liked the cat a lot. But then we had Maddie, and Maddie became a toddler, and that just was not going to work out. So we gave the cat to my brother.
I was on shift one day at the fire department, and we had my daughter, and I think we had my son not too long. He might have been less than a year old. And they called me while I'm on shift, and I'm in between a bunch of calls. And they come in, hey, we're going to go to the shelter and look at cats, just so you know where we're at. And I was like, okay, we're not getting a cat. So do not get a cat.
You can go look, but it stays there.
Yeah. So they got a cat and brought it home. And the issue we had with the cat was she liked to sit on the edge of the litter box facing the litter and pooping outside of it, like all the time.
Typical cat.
But
the cat's doing it.
Yeah, it was.
By you.
And just so you can understand what period this was in, we named her Sansa. Yeah. So we had my daughter, and I was like, well, we can't have a cat pooping around the house. So we had to get rid of the cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Hindu cat.
That was not the very popular TV show that was on at the time, a Hindu show. That's not what it was.
No.
Not at all. But yeah, it was, now we used to have another barn cat, but we found him dead one day. I think we think he got bit by a snake, and he just like slowly died. Took him a little while to die.
Yeah.
Tried to bury him. And so now he's buried in our front yard over by our dogwood tree. Because that's about the only place I could put him that something wouldn't dig him up and eat him. Because that's the last thing I need. Bury a cat. And like 2 days later, my kids find him in the yard, half eaten.
Well, he's like, damn zombie cats.
It's like Pet Cemetery over there.
Yeah.
All right, we got any
this
more
is why
questions?
we can't ever have another cat.
That's exactly.
That's
Well,
right.
and that's why I told him, like, after, in fact, I'm probably not going to get another dog till my kids are out of the house. Because we've got 2 German Shepherds now. My daughter has her dog. So we've got 3 dogs total. But the German Shepherds stay outside. They're basically just protection for the family in an early warning system. But they're, I don't know, 5 years old now, 4 years old. They'll probably live to 10.
Yeah.
You know, we probably got another 6 years with them. And I'm not getting dogs again for a while after that until the kids are out of the house. And then I'll probably get me a dog only. Like I want a Belgian Malinois probably. That's probably I'll go with. Something
Great.
that's smart and I can train.
Yeah, kind of smart, but also kind of retarded too. In that I'm going to do something super energetic and destructive.
Yeah.
All the damn time.
Yeah. We used to have a half lab, half pit, all stupid. And one day we were hanging out in the living room, and he was right next to the coffee table, and I called his name, and he looked at me, and then he sneezed and hit his face on the coffee table. Like it almost knocked himself out. It was that hard. Like it was like a loud thump. Yeah, give me a alligator.
Alligator.
But that's once the kids are. My youngest is 6, so we got 12 years before that. So it's going to be a while. I'll be see in 12 years. I'll be 57. 60, close to it.
They also require a 30-foot stone wall with the parapet on it, basically, to keep it inside anything.
We basically just need to build the walls of Auschwitz around our place with like turret gunners on the corners, keep them in.
Make sure you get a swimming pool just like Auschwitz had, and an orchestra hall
like
just
a theater.
like Auschwitz had, and a theater like Auschwitz had,
and a dental office just like Auschwitz had. Was it you that told me that I first learned that everything we know about the concentration camps are from the Soviets?
I don't know if you learned that from me, but I have said that. Yeah,
I think I learned it from you because then I researched it. I was like,
everything about the death.
This is true.
Yeah, so all of the so-called death camps, the extermination camps, were on the Soviet line, on the Soviet side of the line, right?
Yeah.
Like so is that seems a little strange, right?
It does.
It
does.
seems
it's
like
weird that
the Soviets wanted to A, really pin everything on the Germans, and B, maybe hide evidence of their own crimes at like Katyn Forest and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the ease at which the media lies right now about like the Irish was that Irish convent.
The Irish and Canadian.
Yeah, and Canadian, yes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start with the Irish one where they were saying they were flushing babies down the toilet pretty much.
Yeah.
They're in the septic system or whatever, and they found out, no, they were just children who died earlier and they were given like respectable burials. And then the Canadians, where they supposedly killed a bunch of kids at all these Catholic schools, and they never found one single body in Canada. Not one.
Right. And well, they did find some bodies, right? Get this. And known Native American cemeteries. The Native Americans like, yeah, this is where we have always buried people. Like, like.
Well, now Canada is wanting to make it illegal to criticize the government when that happens, when they
screw up.
It's not just several church burnings. It was like 100. Is she still making fun of you?
Yeah, apparently I said no one.
100.
It's like 200.
Yeah, it's a lot. Did you see all the shrines being burned in Japan?
Yeah, all the Shinto shrines.
Yeah, that's weird. When you start letting a few Muslims in, all of a sudden everything starts getting burned. It's weird how that happens.
Maybe we should go burn their learning centers.
Those learning centers, man. Is anything being done about that? Do y'all have anything going on in the local news about arrests or anything?
Not really.
Nothing. Something like there was an organization that assessed the amount of fraud that is likely in the U.S. government, and something like 70 cents out of every dollar goes to fraud.
Yep. 100% believe that. Fraud or bad contracts, basically.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Which is just fraud.
Which is just another form of fraud.
Yeah.
I think there have been arrests, but like back in COVID there was the Feed Our Future scandal with the Somalis, where they were getting paid by the government for making hundreds of meals for kids that they just weren't doing actually. Like the people were sentenced for a decade, and then just this year, like judges have completely overturned the sentence. Not the conviction. They're still convicted. The judges have just decided, oh no, they don't need to serve any time at all.
I mean, the breaking point is coming. People no longer trust the institutions, and you're going to start seeing vigilante justice. And they, I think they're severe. One, atheists already don't understand human nature because they think everyone is good until they're not, pretty much. But they also don't understand when certain cultures meet their breaking point, it is scorched earth.
Yes.
And I don't think they're like, why would you antagonize people who you say are the most dangerous people in the world? When they're talking about like white people and stuff, like, well, they're the most dangerous people in the world. Why would you antagonize somebody like that? That's like me going up to like a 5-time MMA champion and just like poking him in the chest until he did something. Like, I would never do that. Not,
it is the behavior of 70 IQ people, is what it is.
It is exactly what it is. Let's see. We have any more questions? Do y'all like Wednesday shows better, or do y'all like Friday shows better? Because I feel like 3 shows in a row is too hard on Rob.
It's a lot. And it's hard on the kids too.
I feel like a Friday night shows would be better.
But
because like I'm old and I have kids, I don't do stuff on Fridays.
Yeah, I don't either. But at the same time, Fridays, if I'm going to travel anywhere, it's going to be on a Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, Monday's not bad for me.
You say that, but you're the one that's had to reschedule every Monday so far.
I know. Well, so we decided not to do T-ball with the kids. So my Mondays are more open. My Mondays and Wednesdays are more open now. I don't know, man.
So what stops y'all from doing T-ball?
The organization was crap.
Oh, really?
Like it was just a mess. It was a free for all every practice.
Well, I mean, that's T-ball.
Yeah, but they can't even keep the kids like I'm not expecting them to like teach the kids to be, Babe Ruth or anything like that, because I don't have my kids in it to become baseball players. I have my kids in it to have fun and like socialize and things like that. But like they're not stopping kids from bullying each other and stuff like that. And I don't want to be there. Yeah. I don't want to be there having to yell at other parents. You know what I mean? Like, especially in a small town, I don't want to be the guy that everyone ends up hating all over stupid T-ball.
I mean, to be honest with you, T-ball's too young. Like it's honestly,
Yeah.
I think at that age you need to do like soccer's okay because they're constantly doing something. But with
There's
like
no
baseball
soccer
and
here.
T-ball, because it's too cold. I mean, maybe like a summer league, but if they had that, but like here we have soccer in the spring. But at least they're constantly moving. T-ball and baseball, there's a lot of sitting around and doing nothing when you're on defense, and even
Yeah.
on offense, like only one kid can bat at a time.
Right. Like batting
So like,
practice is them all standing in a line waiting for one kid to bat.
yeah, yeah, and that's too much to ask of kids at that age. They just don't have the attention span, especially boys. Like they want to constantly be doing something. It's just not worth it. That's why, like, if you have a good coach, he can have some doing like base running, right, and some batting and some fielding, but you also need 3 or 4 coaches to do that. You can't have one coach doing all of it because he just doesn't have the capacity to do it, and that's too many people to ask to do. Unless dads want to get involved. Like my boy, he plays like coach pitch is what most people would understand it as.
Yeah.
And he loves it. But he's still like, if he plays outfield, he's like picking daisies. Like he's just waiting for a ball to get hit because most of these kids can barely hit it out of the infield if they hit it out of the infield at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then our other thing with it, like I had my boy in jujitsu for about a month, and I pulled him out because it was half girls, and I don't want my boy rolling around with girls.
Yep.
Like it's not appropriate whatsoever. So I might look into it more when he's about 10 or 11. Usually around that age is when all the girls stop going. Because it's mostly dads putting them in it. Like, oh, they have only one girl. They only have a girl at this time. So they put the girl in something like jujitsu because they want, they're living vicariously through their kids. But usually by 10 or 11, the girls don't want anything to do with it. But maybe we'll do another Full Auto Friday show next week. If that ends up lining up better. Because I feel like these Wednesday shows are like those 3 shows in a row are too much for you. I think it would work better if you had a gap in between at least one of the shows. Yeah. But the nice thing about doing a Wednesday show is then you have like 4 days off. Friday through for Monday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe a couple of times I'll just do a show by myself. And I'll bring somebody on and
bring someone on. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bring on like a viewer and have them ask a bunch of questions and go through some stuff. But I'm gonna call it. We've been on here almost 2.5 hours.
Oh wow,
Hawk, I'd bring you on, but you're always out doing the Lord's work. Well, I will never bring a woman on, ever. So nobody get any ideas. Even if it is War on Beauty, I would never bring her on.
What about what's her name? The Jerry Mikulic's daughter.
Never. She cheated on her husband.
Did she?
Yes.
Well, now
she had an affair on her husband. There ain't nobody I'd ever bring.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. She almost lost her sponsorship through whatever firearm company because of it. Y'all didn't know that?
No.
I thought it was common knowledge.
I know she just switched from Sig to Smith, but I assume that was due to the 320 stuff.
And that might have been why she did that, but she almost lost her sponsorship because she stepped out on her husband.
She's the Sarah Stock of the gun world.
Now, I would bring on a couple. I'd bring on a husband and wife.
Yeah.
but I would never just bring on a woman by herself. It's not appropriate.
What 7-year age gap advice?
He's the 24-year-old and whatever, that baseball player or that football player and his coach's daughter. Is that what he's talking about?
I don't. When did he talk about that?
That's it. So, well, it was mostly on X. He brought up the question: is it appropriate for a 24-year-old to date a 19-year-old or whatever?
19-year-old, I would say, yeah.
Or an 18, or maybe been an 18-year-old. But supposedly there was a professional football player
No, I
who
don't
has
think
been
so.
no. But a professional football player, his position coach's daughter, he's been dating her since she was like 17, apparently.
Oh.
So my daughters know they're not allowed to date until they're 18 because the whole purpose of dating is for marriage.
Just for marriage.
And right. So I wouldn't be opposed to an 18-year-old my 18-year-old daughter marrying a 24-year-old if he can provide and he's a good man and I vet him, right? But I wouldn't just let her go out and find a 24-year-old and do that on her own. It'd be somebody that, is through our parish, or somebody that, we know is a good family. But I would not be opposed to that. Like I'm not opposed to arranging a marriage at all. Like, hey, I've got 40 acres. I'll give you 4 acres and a donkey. Has her dowry. You build a house in the 4 acres over there. Why not? As long because I got married. My wife and I got married. I was 27 and she was 23 when we got married, and I think that was too late. Now, granted, I was super immature at 27, and I wouldn't have been ready at 21 at all. I was still too selfish, and I had horrible values at the time. But my kids will not be like that. My kids, when they're 18, 19 years old, will be ready for it. That we will have laid a good foundation for them to be able to marry someone of like age they can grow together.
Yeah.
Right? Because one, you should be having kids as young as you can, because having kids is a young man's game. Like I had my youngest when I was 38, and she is responsible for almost all the gray hairs on my head. But I've got friends who had kids in their 40s. We've got friends right now they're having like 5 kids in 5 years after 40.
Wow.
Or they're within that range.
Right.
Like maybe late 30s, early 40s. They got married late, but they had a bunch of kids, pretty much a kid every year. And they're all boys too, man. Like, golly. But having kids young, man, when you're younger and you can survive off ramen noodles a whole lot easier, and you don't, in money, one, you're never financially ready for kids ever. You'll never think you are anyway. But when you're young and you can give up sleep a lot easier, and you can eat horrible so your kids can eat better than you, and you can make sacrifices a little bit easier when you're young. But that's not something I would be opposed to.
Plus, I mean, when you just have kids, you're usually eating terrible, not so much because of the cost, but just because you're exhausted, and you'd much rather
convenience, or
throw a Pop-Tart in or throw a slice of bologna on a piece of bread than cook something.
Like when we do potluck at church, I don't even make plate for me. I just eat what my kids don't eat.
Yeah,
because they'll make a plate for themselves and they'll only eat like half of it. They're like, well, I'll just eat what they don't eat. Yes, your fertility does start to decrease after 30, but do not let that dissuade you from having kids after 30 or even after 40. So when they tell you your chances for like Down syndrome increase by 200% after 39, keep in mind that means it goes from 0.5% to a 1 to 1.5 to 2%.
Yeah,
it's still infinitesimally low of happening. Now, does it happen? Yes. And if you have a Down syndrome, baby, you've been blessed, because you will never have a more joyful person in your house ever.
And two,
every
if
person.
Adrian can live a normal life, they can.
That's true. That is true. But I love me some grilled cheese, man.
Every single time. But I will warm something up in the microwave. The microwave will beep at the end. My daughter will run from downstairs. Daddy, you make food? You make food for me? No, I didn't. Daddy, let me try.
At least they're eating, man. My youngest, she'll play and she won't eat, and she won't eat dinner, and she'll wake up in the morning and her blood sugar will be low and she'll throw up because she didn't eat. So we have to feed her.
My middle son, Iggy, he's 5. He's short and he's super skinny, and he's the same way. He doesn't eat much. He likes to drink chocolate milk before bed, and then he'll wake up and he'll say he has a tummy ache. It's like, I think you just need to eat, kid.
Yeah, his blood sugar's low is what it is. The answer is always purple, Hope. It's always purple.
Like that grape drink.
That grape drink. Did you ever do you remember the old Sunkist commercial?
No? Describe it. I'm sure I saw it.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? There's a bunch of them, but there's one that, let's see if I can. There's a bunch of them in here, so I gotta find the right one. That's not it. Come on, man. Anyway, it's a commercial and it's of Sunkist, and it's a bunch of kids playing after school. And they go to the fridge to find out what's to drink, and there's Sunkist. You go, all right, Sunkist. And you see like the token black kid, he's staring at the grape soda.
Oh man.
Let's see if I can. Is this it? No, that's not it. Man, it's hilarious. If I ever find it, I'll put it up on the channel or something. All right, I'm really gonna say goodbye this time. Using these Midwestern goodbyes.
Yeah, I know, right? Before we go, if everyone could say a prayer for my Uncle Gary. I got a text during the show that he probably won't make it through the night. So if you could all say a prayer for him, I would greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely. Also, make sure y'all join the Telegram.
Yes. What's the contest this month?
I think we're gonna do a build a fire contest. I got to put the rules up though. I got to figure out what the amount of time I want to put on it. We're gonna stray from the shooting for this month for those of people who want to do something different. So I think we're just gonna do how to build a fire from scratch, basically. And I'll put up basically like a how-to for people who don't how to do it, so you can get out there and actually do it. But I'm gonna pick. Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna have my kids pick their winner from the Dickens drill, and then we'll post that. Did you ever send those prizes to Joe and Billy? I don't have that. Hey, Billy, send me your address.
Well, I sent the one to Joe.
The contest before. Did you? Good.
Yeah.
Billy, send me your address on Telegram because you won the one from before.
Is Billy in the chat?
Before the Dickens drill. Yes. He was earlier.
Okay.
I'll message him on Telegram.
Yeah.
Tell him I need his address so we can send him. He can tell us what he wants. But this month it'll probably be just building a fire, from scratch, basically, like using some type of flint or someone to build it. And I'll give a time limit on to do it. And just entering, like just doing it enters you. It's not who does it the fastest. You have to do it within the parameters, right, in order to count. But if you just do it, you enter in, and then I'll pick you randomly. But that'll be this month, and I'll post it to the Telegram probably tomorrow.
Cool.
But
Cool.
I should have time to do it tomorrow. All right, guys, join the Telegram if you haven't already. Like, share, all that stuff. We need to get to 1,000. Right, so I think we're at like 560.
562, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get to 1,000 subs. if Avoiding Babylon can add 11,000 in a week, we can add 400 in a month.
I keep forgetting to mention this channel on the actual show.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
I
Oh, I know.
my bad.
I'm surprised nobody's going like, what's Guns N Rosaries?
Look
In the chat.
Yes and no. Yes and no. We're not like we didn't give money to a bunch of Indians to join with fake accounts. We gave money to Google to push the video on others' algorithm, to push the video on other feeds.
That's called advertising, my boy.
Yeah, it's advertising. And now that we've hit 100,000, once the last ad ended today, and I don't think we're going to do anymore because we don't need to. We hit 100.
And they reached out to y'all for your play button?
Yeah, we ordered play buttons on Monday. So
good. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You got to put like an LED light under yours because isn't it clear?
No, it's just a silver. They actually have two styles. They have a silver plaque, right?
Okay.
And then they have a silver self-standing one to put on a desk.
I thought they had one that was like clear in the middle, like acrylic or something.
Those are much higher levels of subs.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
Because isn't like $1 million like gold or something?
Gold, and then there's I forget the other two, but one's looks like a clear diamond. I think that might be like 10 million or something. I don't know.
Golly.
Yeah. We'll never get there.
Lord protect me if we ever get that high.
Why do we even want to hit 1,000? We're not going to monetize.
It's just a round number. I just want a round number.
True. Fair enough.
I wanted like 1,000 because I'm not like I'm gonna like because can you do like super chats or something?
Yeah, but
1,000.
But what are we gonna do with that money?
I'd donate it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we could do that.
Or I'd buy ammo with it and like do more shooting videos.
That's true. We could monetize it and do super chats and just put whatever money comes into ammo for shooting videos. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's probably
we're deleting the channel. Remember, Paul Pereira getting fragged again.
Look, I need y'all to keep me accountable. If I get to the point where I'm a little bit too big in my britches, I need y'all to call me out.
See, with you,
my wife does it at home. I need y'all to do it on here.
With Anthony, I've been trying for 4 years. It doesn't work with him.
That's that Italian in him, is what that is.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're really getting off this time.
Okay,
y'all.
You know what? I'm clicking it.
I'm trying to